Here we are at the Dunbar Academy mailbag, and a question from Anita. It's a long question. I'll try and summarize it. I have a 90-pound, 9-month-old Doberman puppy. It's no longer a puppy, Anita. It's an adolescent dog at the moment, who's an absolute dream in the home, heels off leash, has excellent focus, and listens and responds to commands like a smarty pants. So I'm looking through for a problem. But as soon as we step foot outside the home, he morphs into the village idiot. I've tried every harness, leash, promised to control the dog combination, even with this, he still leaps and bounds like a frisky foal. I've tried positive reinforcement, tasty treats, and on and on. There's no question again. So it's basically, how do I stop a dog stronger than me, 90 pounds Doberman, from pulling on leash when outdoors? Okay, two things here. He's good in the house. That's cool. And so what we want to do is to stop that abrupt transition from this side of the front door to that side of the front door. Perfect dog indoors, heeling nicely off leash, maniac outside. Okay, so when we have trained the dog properly, because using positive reinforcement and treats doesn't mean to say you've actually trained the dog. So many people give treat after treat after treat, but they aren't really training, and they're certainly not phasing out the treats. So firstly, the training technique, and then what do we do with the abrupt transition so this works outdoors? For those of you who've read all my materials know the way we teach a dog to walk on leash is very different from most trainers. First, we teach the dog to follow off leash. And we do this in areas first indoors around the house. We set up little following courses with tables like weaving poles, chairs like weaving poles around the table, in and out of rooms, upstairs, downstairs, around the couch. Can the dog follow indoors? And then we teach the dog to heel off leash indoors. It sounds like you've already done that. Then we put the leash on the trained dog, still working indoors. And I usually let the leash only dangle over the owner's neck so their hand is off the leash. As soon as you let a person put their hand on the leash, it will become a crutch and they will be pulling, taking tension and jerking, which all again, this is how we trained Malamute sled dogs to pull. You exert the tension, then off they go. There's something about pulling which is just intrinsically enjoyable. Eventually, you teach the dog to walk on leash. So we do all this indoors first. It sounds like you've done that bit. Now we got to blur the transition. So I would open the back door first, and you heel down the hallway, outside, turn around, come back. So you don't go outside more than a yard. Then you go out for 2 yards, then 3 yards, until you're heeling 10 yards or 20 yards around your yard. You get the idea? So now the dog can do it outside. Now you go to another fenced area. Fenced tennis court or someone else's yard. Nearly everybody has this problem, so you want to join up in a training group, 8 of you. Now you've got 8 different yards to practice in, and they're fenced and safe, and with lots of distractions, the other 7 dogs. Dog parks, obviously. I see most people just waste the dog park. What an ideal training place. I love it to take an absolutely untrained adolescent dog there and put a recall on him in one session. It's fantastic. Well, in this case, put heeling on the dog. He may be terrible when you get there, may be crazy out of control, but eventually he'll zone in on you. That's when training begins. Okay? Then we go out the front door. This would be on leash. Okay, because now there's no fences around here. We're on the sidewalk. Okay, so you open the front door and then you heel backwards into the house. Then you go 1 yard out the front door, come back, till eventually you can heel down your garden path, then back in the house again. You don't leave the house and go for a walk, because every step you take is going to excite the dog farther and further to pull and pull and pull and pull. It's like outside, come back, outside a little farther, come back. And if you're losing control, then this time don't go out as far. Once you get to the sidewalk, don't go round the block. Just go 5 yards this way, stop, have the dog sit, turn around, and then 10 yards the opposite direction. Back and forth on the sidewalk outside of your home. Too many people walk their dog and train it to pull on leash rather than first training their dog to walk on leash and then being able to walk the dog. Okay? So first you got to get the centripetal attraction by getting the dog to follow you off leash. And there's oodles of different following exercises. Again, you know, these are all on Dunbar Academy, fun following games and what have you. Trail following, open field following, all sorts of stuff. You've got to make sure this works off leash, but you've got to make sure it works off leash outdoors as well. That's why we're doing the fenced areas first. And then when we get to the sidewalk, the tips are: take very short heeling distances, sit, heel, sit. Sit frequently. That's when you recover your composure and calm your dog down. Good dog, focus on me. There's a good dog, there's a good dog. Frequent changes of direction and pace. If you walk at the same pace, in the same direction, for a long distance, the dog will pull. So think of it as staccato. Sit, heel, sit. And then what better reward? Tell the dog, go sniff. Or, with my first Malamute, the reward was, go pull. Sounds like you can't do that, but we had a lot of fun around the streets of Oakland. Heel sit, quick, slow, heel sit, right turn, left turn, sit, look at me. Pull, and I would go down the street with him pulling me on leash. He loved it, he absolutely loved it. And I gave him that, he gave me then exceptional healing. So, looks like you're halfway there. You're doing the off-leash stuff, and he's doing it well at home. You've now got to get it to work outside. So rather than an abrupt transition, stepping through the front door, you've got to blur that transition. There's many shades of gray between the white of in your home and the blackness of outdoors. So best of luck with that one. Who was this? This was Anita. Thank you, Anita.
Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more, make sure you visit dunbaracademy.com and check out our selection of free dog training and behavior courses. If you'd rather watch some more videos here on YouTube, click right over here or here. And if you want to watch our new videos as we post them, click here to subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell.